You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome, or hopefully it's welcome back. We are so excited. We've got a jam-full agenda today. We've had wonderful shows already, and this one is certainly going to be another. You are watching USA Global TV and listening on Business Talk Radio to Talking Heads. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and this is a presentation platform. This is a show, one of 7 weekly, where people come from around the world to present lessons to help make us better personally and or professionally. And every show I am busily writing my notes. I've got a folder of everything I've learned. It's really quite an honor and a privilege to be here and host this show with the talent that we have, the experience that we have. People just come and lead with their heart. Today we have 3 people joining me, 3 experts who are going to share 15-minute lessons with us. Let us meet them now. Returning again for today, a double header, Caroline Heward. Hello.
Hello.
We have Teuta Avdyli. Hello.
Hello. Good to be here.
Hello. Good to see you. And we have Ricki McKenna. Hi, Ricki.
Hello. Great to be here again. Thank you.
Thank you. I am so excited for these lessons, these presentations. So before we begin, I just want to let our audience know what to expect. Caroline, I'm going to assume since you're in the top corner, you're going to go first. How does that sound?
That's good to me.
All right, we'll work our way around. Next, Teuta, and then Ricki. So Caroline will do her presentation first. The rest of us will go backstage. Then we'll come back and have a chat. We'll go to a commercial break. Then Teuta will go. Then a commercial break. Then Ricki. And so we've got to stay on point today because we have 2 shows coming up right after this. So let me highlight Caroline. Please share with us. You are the Harley Street stress expert. What does that mean?
That means that I help people with their stress, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, behavioral. I've been working with the 7 major chakras for 21 years. 21 years, that's over 2 decades. And people come to me because they're struggling with life stuff, physical, emotional, mental, life stuff. And I help them identify the root cause so they feel different, better, and more happier in their life. Harley Street, because I've been in Harley Street since 2005, and that is the place where all the doctors are in London.
Another thing I learned today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, Teuta, Legacy of Love. What does that mean?
Hello, hi, my name is Teuta. I deliver coaching and training workshops, and my work, what I do is I am an advocate in bringing up confident, resilient, autonomous children with very clear expectation, tradition notion, and high parental expectation. My approach is very simple: educate, equip, and empower. And so today I will be delivering 6, the way to happiness, the most fundamental 6 P's to find and to live your best life.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And Ricki McKenna, what's cooking in Ricki's kitchen?
Well, in addition to being a chef, as well as a certified nutritionist for over 2 decades, it's 22 years this year. I am going to speak to something that I do as well as the chefing. I am a coach. And so I'm going to speak to wellness coaches and what are the benefits of having a wellness coach regarding your food and regarding your overall wellness and health. And that's it.
Thank you. By the way, we're getting some messages, and I'm like, oh, Teuta's speaking, but we're getting messages. So I think it must be some family members And I see, Mammy, it's your children. All right, the family's in the house. I love it.
Oh.
All right, Caroline, we are over to you. The rest of us are going backstage. I'm going to share your deck and have a great presentation.
Great, thank you. Today I'm looking at Transformational Chakra Healing Journey, 7th chakra. That's the crown chakra. Now this is the final chakra of the series, and this is where everything comes together. The crown chakra is also known as Sahasrara, and it's the 7th chakra. The function is driven by consciousness, and it's the access to higher states of consciousness. The crown chakra, its Sanskrit name is Sahasrara. It means 1,000-petaled, 1,000-fold. It's actually about enlightenment and self-actualization. It's a transcendence of all limitations, whether they be physical, emotional, mental, behavioral, or spiritual. It's an inner wisdom and a place where we feel oneness with the universe, everything and everyone. It is the place where we find a divine peace and an inner bliss. It's the place of empathy and knowledge of self. And in knowledge of self comes knowledge of others. It is also around our life purpose that we find unity and integrity to deliver and be in our life's purpose. And it's also about spiritual awareness. The crown chakra is the gateway to higher self. What do I mean by that? The gateway to collective consciousness. That's everything, everyone, everything, and everyone. Because we're all living, and everything has a consciousness. It is a liberation from limiting beliefs and patterns and experiences. It is the ecstasy. Yes, the ecstasy and the bliss, the feeling really, really good. Connection with the formless, limitless presence. The crown chakra is related to the pineal gland. The saboteur of the pineal gland and crown chakra is attachment. When we become attached to things and people, it causes us challenges in the crown chakra. Because everything is within us. Everything is inside of us. It's not outside. It's inside of us. The element is thought, or more likely, consciousness. Thought is what's there that creates consciousness. And consciousness, everything is consciousness. It's about vibration. What do I mean by that? Everything has a frequency. And that frequency is where we tap into the universal consciousness. That's not just our own and family and friends. That's everything. It's the field of consciousness, the field of what's possible for our world. The color is the purest white, sometimes violet. It's actually all colors. It's the colors of the rainbow. It's every single color in the rainbow all together. And what it looks like is the purest white, the color of all colors. The sacred truth of the crown chakra is to live in the present moment of the present time that we're in right now, in this moment right now. The crown chakra is located in the center point of the crown of the head, and it's 4 finger widths above the top of the head. So if you wore a crown, it would actually be there where the crown ends. So it's not quite in the body, it's just literally outside of the body. But it's still considered as a physical chakra. The seed mantra is or silence. Let's look at what happens when there's an imbalance and symptoms in the crown chakra that cause us some challenges. One of the main symptoms is we become focused in our external. We become very materialistic. So we collect things, and we collect money and things and more things and houses and money, because we think we can buy that space that we're looking for, that inner bliss, that inner joy. We'll lack direction and we will feel disconnected spiritually. You'll feel an isolation and almost a loneliness and an inability to connect with others, like an apathy that, oh, what's all this about? What's the meaning of life? What am I doing here? Because it's difficult. And one of the things that happens is people will escape from what is because it's too difficult. And this is why people will lean towards or feel uncomfortable being in social situations because they lack the direction, they're feeling disconnected. So they will find it very difficult to be with other people. Now let's look at some of the mental disorders and imbalances. Neurological disorders are when the crown is imbalanced. Mental disorders, schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, nerve pain, recurring headaches and migraines. And that is because there is a focus, an intentional focus to stay in the mind. And when you're in the mind and it becomes overloaded, it's really, really challenging to feel any level of connection with anything or anyone. And the head literally aches with the fact that the thoughts are going round and round and round. Migraines. Because the mind is so full, memory and learning problems occur. So it will be difficult to remember things. You might say something and then in the next moment, you won't remember what you said or what somebody else said. And it will actually lead to learning problems. It will make you completely emotionally unbalanced. So let's look at some of the challenges. There will be an inability to endure life's trials and tribulations. That's the normal stuff that happens for everyone. The normal things that go on, like plumbing problems, problems with the bills, problems with the finances, problems with children. Everything will just be difficult. It will be challenging and it will be hard to move through and cope. There will be a tendency to move into an over-intellectualism and intellectualize everything. So to be talking through experiences rather than experiencing. So instead of experiencing through the sensory, you will experience through the mind. So there will become a disconnection with the mind and the body. Sometimes you'll almost feel like you're kind of going into a coma-like state, that you literally lose everything and you go blank, like you black out, but you're still there. It's called a coma-like state. And when you reach that state, it's because you can't cope anymore. And it's the body's way of protecting you. It literally shuts down. And then when you come back to, it's almost like you're trying to pick up what happened. We move into overwhelm on even some of the very basic challenges that we will experience in our lives. Some of the very basic, where a train might not arrive, or we might be late for a meeting, and then all sorts of things happen because there's an inability to focus on everything because the mind is too cluttered. It will lead to a requirement internally to control everything and everyone around you, causing an absolute distraction in your relationships and your friendships. Because when you're trying to control a situation, it becomes totally, unbelievably difficult for anyone that's with you, because they're coming from an emotional place and you're coming from needing to get to grips with controlling everything around you, because there will be a feeling of no control because the mind is too busy. So I want to look at some foods that will be helpful. Now, with the crown chakra, it's a bit different from the other chakras, because if you've done the work through the other chakras and clearing all of the things that are causing you problems in each of the chakras, you've dealt with the physical chakras and you've moved up to the crown. This is the time of a detox. So fasting, juicing. This is the time where you would need to be drinking plenty of fluids to aid any detox. And then there are foods to help you feel more connected to yourself and the world around you. But it's important, it's really, really critical that you detach from people, emotions, circumstances that don't serve you. Let me say that again. It's so critical that while you seek for more connection to self and the world around you, if there are circumstances, people, and emotions that are not serving your higher self, it's important to detach. So mushrooms, garlic, onion, ginger, lychees. These are foods that when you want to feel more connected with yourself and others, that are good to have. Let me look at some crown chakra affirmations. I am aligned with my purpose and my truth. Let me say that again. I am aligned with my purpose and truth. I seek experiences that nourish my spirit. This is really key in the crown chakra, because many times we're in experiences that don't nourish our spirit and our soul, soulless. I see the divine light in everyone. Sometimes when we're having a difficulty, it's really difficult to see the divine light, the good in others. But when you see the best and you only seek the best in others, something extraordinary happens. And even if there has been a challenge, it turns around and they become light. If you are light, then it becomes light around you. I live in the present moment. I'm open to the abundance and the greatness the universe offers. And that is that everything is there. We just have to tap in to the crown chakra because everything is in the field. And if you think about it and know that it's right for you, it will be possible for you to have that in your life. I am open to the abundance and greatness the universe offers. My whole perspective is about how the mind and body connects and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally. It is important to address all the challenges, however they show up, so that we can live a better life. You can reach out to me on nomorestress@live.co.uk or call +44 7523 120 189.
I feel like I just went for a massage. That was excellent.
That was the idea.
Well done. Brilliant.
Yes.
So many powerful things, and I can.
Yes.
I unfortunately we don't have time to chat today about each person's presentation. I'm sorry about that, but that was absolutely fantastic. I'm actually going to go and watch it again later. So thank you for that. If you're just joining us, I see some folks did. You just missed an unbelievable presentation on the crown chakra. I hope that you will stay with us now and then head over to our YouTube channel, USA Global TV, and watch it from the beginning. Okay, I'm going to forego the commercial for now. Teuta, are you ready for your 15 minutes?
Ready to go. Fired up.
Do you have a deck, a presentation deck?
Not today. It's not.
Okay.
It's going to be simple. Yes.
Perfect. All right, take it away.
Hi, my name is Teuta. Today I will talk about ways to be happy, to happiness. And I have put together the most important 6 P's, which I think are fundamental to living your best life. So please relax and enjoy. So many people think that being successful is the key to being happy, when in fact is being happy is the key to being successful. Many chasing after what we think will make us happy and avoiding things that to makes us suffer, which is understandable. None of us want to suffer. When people are asked what they want in life, there is variation to this answer, but many would say that to live a happy life. Have you ever considered and wondered why some people seem to float through life effortlessly, as if they are blessed by magic? Life is full of ups and downs, celebrations and sorrows, wins and losses. So, do we find happiness? So, how do we find happiness and satisfaction that last even through the low moments of our life? So, my first P to live a happy life is passion. One of the ways to live a passion, a fulfilling life, is to follow your passion. Everybody is talking about today to find your passion these days, and perhaps you know what is yours. What does it mean to actually be passionate about something? The word comes from the Latin pati, which means to suffer. Isn't that fascinating? You would think, for example, the passion is something exciting, enthusiastic, strong feelings, and etc. It's only after when I read Aspire by Kevin Hall and looking up in the dictionary did I realize that passion means a willingness to suffer for what you love. I no longer use it to describe something that I feel strongly about or that excites me. I use it to describe an activity, a goal, or a cause that I care about so much that I'm willing to suffer or even to sacrifice for it. This makes it easier to discern whether something is truly my passion or simply is a strong interest. Passion is a strong desire that can get you to do amazing things. Is the fuel in the fire of action, an emotion that to be acted upon. When you have a passion for something, you love it, even if you hate it. People who make a difference in the world, like or in their own lives, they do follow their passion. This means that making the conscious decision to give up other enjoyable activities, to focus your energy on the most important activities that matters to you. For example, parents naturally do this when they raise the kids, that they do this with love, even though that is a hard word. When you pursue your passion, you will not only love the results, but you also love the process, which will make us happy is to find something that you care about more than you care about the pain and suffering. That's what gives life meaning. However, there are some people, they love their end result, but they don't love the process, which is meaning that chasing after the pleasures, but avoiding the pain. So, in other words, I would say that your passion is your pain. So, I invite you today to look at your life and highlight the things that are important to you, and you are willing to suffer for it. This is the self-reflection will give you insight into what you are passionate about. If you are not sure, just pick up something that you enjoy and see if you are willing to give up other enjoyable activities. Let go of the things that you don't really care about and focus your energy on your true passion, the things that you live and breathe for, then that you will live far richer and more meaningful and happy life. The second P is purpose. Studies have shown that the best predictor of happiness is whether a person considers his or her life to have a purpose. Without a clarified, defined purpose, 7 in 10 individuals feel unsettled about their lives, according to Lepper 1996. The dictionary defines purpose as the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. New researchers have even suggested that feeling of purpose is associated with better physical health, higher life satisfaction, levels of happiness, and living longer. Having a purpose improves many factors in life. Your happiness, physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. Now, it's not to say that you wake up one day and have these eureka moments and out of sudden you say that I know my life purpose. No, it's continuously pursuing your purpose. The first P is positivity. Positive thinking is a big thing. Positive thinking means that your approach unpleasantness in a more positive and productive way. You think the best is going to happen. There is a way out, not the worst. Positive thinking often starts with self-talk. Happy people do experience one success after another, whether unhappy people experience one failure after another. Surveys shows that happy and unhappy people, they tend to have very similar life experiences. Yet the difference is that the average of unhappy person spends more than twice as more time thinking about unpleasant events in their lives, while happy people tend to seek solution, information, and how to get out of that problem in order to brighten their personal outlook. Lisbon Sky, 1994. The four P's is perseverance, is to persist in anything that you take, in spite of difficulty, obstacles, or discouragement. That's why even when we encounter struggles and setbacks, hardships, tribulation, you continue steadfastly. You press on to achieve something that you always dream to have. You never give up and you never quit. My 5P is principles. How many of times have you heard people say, oh, it's a matter of principle? Oh, it's just a principle. Most everyone will agree that having a good and healthy principle is a must for a happy and successful life. What is a principle? It is any rule or guideline you use to navigate life and make decisions. They are a driving force behind any behavior and any choices that we make. When we live our lives by certain and true principles, things work very smoothly in our life and living as it known as a principled life. A principled life comes about as a result of successfully applying and choosing and stick to it like a thick and thin in our everyday life. Principles can be bad if they are poorly selected and formulated, or even can be limiting or destructive. You, for example, you can serve as an example. This cannot be stressed enough. Everyone will be watching you and emulate your good and bad behaviors. As an example, for example, as a good principle is the golden rule, or the principle to treat others as you like to be treated. On the other hand, a bad principle can be, for example, like one might see him or herself as a superior to others and start treating people as less worthy. Having poorly defined and easily changeable rules is equally bad. They can result in a meaningless life. So I would invite you today, pick your principles wisely and embrace their life-changing potential. And if you have to, adjust your principles to become the best version of yourself and connect with the people, with the world around you. A set of well-chosen principles can change your life, can influence other people around you, or even change the world. The last, my P, is power of prayer. Why is prayer so important? In its core, praying is simply a conversation that you do, it helps you to grow closer to God. Think about earthly friends and family. When you talk to them every day, you strengthen your relationship with them. And imagine if you speak once in a year, can you say that they are your friends? I don't think so. Prayer helps you deal with many adversities and tribulation you face, providing a source of comfort and a sense of hope that there is a way out no matter what, which improves your outlook and your emotional well-being. So Dr. Newberg the founder of the field of neurotheology, studies the relationship between the brain and the religion and spiritual phenomena. His researches has included studying the brain scans of more than 150 people to observe the various activity changes that take place during the prayers or religion activities or even the meditation as well. The research found out how faith has a profound impact on our mental, physical well-being, emotional, in our thoughts, feelings, and behavior with ourselves and with others around us. Start living your best life today, the best version of yourself. Find your greatness and feel alive and happy again by applying all of these pieces that I mentioned above. So this is for me today. I am done talking and thank you very much for listening, and I hope you find this information helpful. If you want to contact me, please, you can find me on my Facebook, Teuta Avdyli, on my LinkedIn, Teuta Avdyli, my website, www.legacyoflove.co.uk and www.teutaavdyli.com. I love to hear you. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. Lots of great takeaways from that as well. Thank you, Teuta.
Thank you.
As I mentioned before, sadly, we don't have time to chat after each one, so we're going to go over to Ricki. Are you ready to go?
I am.
All right. Thank you so much. Take it away.
That was quick. Thank you both, Caroline and to you. Great principles, great thoughts, and something that as a coach, I really appreciate because I am a certified nutritionist and a certified life coach and a dream builder coach. And when we have our dreams, all those principles and all the considerations of our chakras, I think it just pulls everything together for me. So thank you both. Well, today, one of the things that I'd like to speak to are wellness coaches. As a health coach or a wellness coach, I do help people understand what's going on in their bodies. We do testing, we do a variety of different things. But one of the things that a wellness coach does is to create a safe space because we want to get to know you and we want you to know that we will listen. And I know that Dr. Jacalyn speaks to listening. It's a very important trait. It's a very important method of listening, truly listening, not just with your mind and getting ready to say something right away back, but truly listening and swallowing what the person is saying, digesting it before we come up with an answer. And we do not give you all the answers because you have the answers inside of you. So what the coach does is create a safe space. We're definitely on your side and we hear you. I know that you want to be, seen and heard, and we listen without passing judgment. Another thing that we do as a wellness coach is to look for the root cause of whatever is bothering you. And it's not necessarily a physical cause, because when you speak to things like the chakras and to other things that you're involved with, what we call epigenetics, it's not just the food that you put in your mouth. It's the food that you listen to, the music that you hear, the talk that you get from your friends, your family, whomever. It's all around you, and especially something like the smells. One of the things, I'll give you an example of some of the things that really can be detrimental as far as listening and working with a coach. We bring these things out. We get to the root cause of what is really causing your problems or causing your challenges. One thing is smells. I've noticed that with several people with whom I've worked, quite a few actually, who burn candles, who use plug-ins, who use certain cleaning products that are heavily perfumed, that are heavily treated. A lot of this is chemical. And I spoke to chemicals yesterday because we are surrounded by a chemical soup. And we look for the root cause of what's going on, which may be you're inhaling chemicals that with which your body is not in harmony. And these chemicals can actually change hormonal working in your body. They can actually block some hormones from working and create havoc with your system. So one of the things that I would suggest as a coach, looking for the root cause of any physical problems, I would also look to what's going on around you. So your environment is extremely important. You know how when you have something, you have a room painted and you can smell that for days. I would suggest you air out the house if you can be out of it and not be there when something like that is happening. That's a good idea. So we dig deeper than just things that may be on the surface that may be obvious. But we look at your nutrition, we look at your sleeping habits, we look at stress levels, and we look at your thought patterns. And of course, thinking back to the chakras and what your thoughts are doing. We look to your exercise routine. So we look to many, many underlying factors that are not always obvious. So as a coach, we also guide you in changing your thoughts. And what we do is help you to understand, first of all, what your thoughts may do or create in not only in your mind, but physically. And many underlying factors can contribute to this. So when you're changing your thoughts and your behaviors, that's what a coach is there to help you with, because sometimes it's not fun or it's not something that you really think you want to do. However, in changing these things, in modifying them, let's say we don't get rid of certain things, we just modify them a little bit. Even a 1% modification with some thoughts and ways of thinking can bring you much more self-worth, bring you into loving yourself much more. And that's one of our goals, is to help you to love yourself and trust yourself. Trust is big, because trusting yourself and your intuition comes from the universe. Your mind is out there somewhere in the universe, so you can tap into the universal thoughts, which is part of what your crown chakra helps you with. Your brain is inside your head. We hope it's located inside the protective cranium, and that's our physicality. And we also discover things and help you discover that maybe the fall that you had as a child, where you really bumped your head and you had to have stitches and something, that's never been addressed and can be partially a cause of some problems that you have as an adult. Most of us have probably heard about football players who are having challenges with injuries, where their heads have been injured. And it causes problems. It can also be part of the cause for something like dementia, because it does bruise the brain. We also hold you accountable. And as a wellness coach, we hold you accountable. We're not going to, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It's up to you. We give you the choice. And we help you to understand that you work better with a team, or you work better with a buddy, and you don't want to disappoint somebody else. So in coaching you, we will help you not give up or quit, especially if you feel you're on the right track. We can feel you're on the right track, but you have to know from within you that this is what you're doing, that it's right, that it's good for you. Not for us. It is our job as coaches and guides to help you understand that you have that within you. You have the power, you have the force, and will is one of your powers. You have intuitive forces, you have inventions, you have creativity, you have all of that. It's all within you. And it's our job as a coach to bring it out. With reference to food, there are certain foods that help us to get there. I mean, I could address things like the endorphins and dopamine and serotonin and things like that are found in different foods. And I may coach you to go have a piece of chocolate because it will help your serotonin level. It will give you a little more energy. It will give you perhaps some of the magnesium that you may be a little bit deficient in. So as a health coach, I look at all of what's going on around you. It's definitely a wholeness and a holistic view of what's happening. And it may also affect something in your kitchen where you're cooking. We can help you with that. But my main goal with coaching is to help you be the best you that you came here to be. You have a purpose, you have a good brain, you have everything around you that has been given to you, and you can reject some things, you can bring some things in. So as a coach, we kind of give you permission, and yet it's you who makes the final decisions, knowing that you have all the power to do this. And basically, we teach you to really love and trust your own choices and decisions. And in so doing, as a coach, we bring you to the fullness of who you are. And that's really what I wanted to say today, because coaching is so important. I know that Dr. Jacalyn has a coach. Most of us as coaches have coaches. It's kind of to check in and see where we are, see if we're on our right track, perhaps give us some other ideas to consider, and maybe some ways to do things a little bit differently that may be to our advantage. So as I said earlier, we don't give you all the answers. We help you to uncover and reveal the answers that are within you. And that is the purpose of a wellness coach. Thank you.
Excellent, Ricki. Excellent. Well done. I loved how there's a lot of symmetry between the three of you and what was presented here today. So I love when that happens, because we could have had somebody completely talk about something different. And this was really very nice. A great way to go into the weekend. And here in the States, it's a big holiday weekend. So thank you all. And thank you for staying on time. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to spotlight each of you, as I always do. And please do share. Let me change the question. Anything, any special offer that you have for our audience? I know, Caroline, you do a phone call with someone, or you'll do a Zoom. So I'll start with you, Caroline, and then I'll work our way around. And I'll put up your banner too.
I offer a free telephone consultation, or whether it be Zoom, Skype, telephone, to help you with one or two symptoms. Or a situation that's going on. So you reach out, you give me 5 minutes of the problem, and I give you 15 to 20 minutes of insight, awareness, understanding, and solution. You're going to feel different, you're going to feel lighter, easier, and you'll sleep really well. So reach out, email me on nomorestress@live.co.uk, or message me at my email address if you want a Zoom consultation, or call me. I'm here to help you. The world needs to find inner peace, and I'm here to help you find that.
Thank you, Caroline. And just to Ricki's point, I have had numerous coaches. I love working with coaches. We did an online coaching session last week with Life's Amazing Journey with John Christian, and he helped me with something, give up something, and then something amazing came into my life. I now have a vocal coach, and I'm calling Caroline and setting up an appointment with her. So there we go. Yay. All right, Teuta, so I'm going to spotlight you. You're on mute, and please let our audience know if you have any special offer for them.
Yes, I would love to offer them 30 minutes breakthrough session. on Zoom or phone calls. This is for mothers if they want to help on their parenting and to move to the next steps, because we know that there is lots of ongoing parenting issues. So I would love to help them in this issue, but I would love to help even women to know that to help them to be their accountable coach, to show them that there is. I love showing them they shine. There is light inside of them. I love to, so they can see their potential and to illuminate. And yes, that is like to live their greatness and to own their brilliance. So please, if you want to connect with me, call me on or even contact me on my Facebook, and which is Teuta Avdyli, and on my website legacyoflove.co.uk and teutaavdyli.com. So please, I'll be on the other side to hear from you. Thank you.
Sounds good. You're muted.
Thank you. It's usually me saying that to someone. All right. Thank you. Ricki, you're in the corner and under the spotlight. What is your offer for our audience?
Well, I would like to offer a free 20-minute kind of a discovery call to see what goals you have and where you might want to begin with the coaching. And also, I will offer my ebook to all those who call and schedule a Zoom call. I have a free ebook that's online that I can send. And it's all about foods as well as their recipes. It speaks to why certain foods, the history of certain foods. It's a fun little ebook.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I also have an offer for our audience. How about that? Something unusual. Yee! My offer is a 20-minute complimentary coaching session specifically for people who are undergoing autoimmune conditions. So if you have an autoimmune disease and you need someone to talk to, you're trying to get clarity in your life and try to figure out the next steps, please do reach out to me. I have 3 autoimmune illnesses that I've lived with for years, and I know that I can help you. So you can reach me either on Instagram through my link tree or Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. All right. Thank you all so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend, whatever it is you're doing. And again, I want to mention we are going to extend our presentation dates until the 16th of September. If anybody wants to come back and present again, I'll be opening the calendar back up. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, Caroline.
Thank you.
Caroline. Bye-bye.
Teuta. Bye, Ricki. We have shows coming right up. And by the way, I'd like to say hello to Mike Boisenall, to Salim Karaman, and to Antonetta Del Grosso. We really appreciate you there coming on Facebook. And coming up now is pet psychic Amina. I'm actually going to interview her today. And following that, we have stories of hope, inspiration, overcoming adversity. And my guest is Leanne Turner. And then I round out the day and the week with an 8-minute live session on the power of listening. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I come on with an 8-minute live about some topic having to do with listening or relationships. And Wednesday, I presented part 1 of tips to be an effective listener. Yesterday, I presented the part 2, and today I'm answering 2 questions about listening and relationships. So do tune in wherever it is that you watch our shows, USA Global TV on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our guests, and please do join me in literally, I think, 4 minutes. Okay. Thank you. As I look for the closing credits. Bye.